Okay, so in the meantime, as we are waiting for everyone to come in, as you can see on the screen, if you can share your role and subject area that you're teaching in the chat, it will be a good icebreaker as well as introduction for myself to get to know all of you better. So put your name. Sorry. So if you can just put your name and the role that you're teaching in the school, just put it in the chat while we're just waiting for everyone to come in. Lecture in food chemistry. Oh, nice. Thank you for sharing, Hadija. Oh, I see 2 food technology lecturers here. Fun fact, I used to take food science back in college, but it seems that I never pursued it. Civil engineering. Nice. English lecturer. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. It's very nice to know. My Sarah, lecture in creativity and innovation for electrical and electronic engineering students. Very nice. Islamic studies, mashallah, nice.
10 kita jalan je lah. Sambil tu nanti mungkin ada yang masuk ke apa.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, so what's up guys? Kita sekarang kena start dengan what's up guys. Okay, selamat pagi semua. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera kepada semua rakan-rakan UTHM yang sedang bersama kita lah pada pagi ni. Okay, apa khabar semua? So, saya harap semua sedang rehat lah kat bilik. Okay, bagi yang tak berpuasa mungkin sedang minum air kot agaknya. Okay, so kita santai je tu bis. Relax je. So kita mulakan dengan ucapan salam 8 Ramadan 1447 Hijrah bersamaan 26 Februari 2026 iaitu pada hari Khamis yang sangat tenang. So di Pek Raja kita hujan renyai-renyai sekarang ni. Okay, so sejuk sikit lah suasana kat sini ni. Okay, so memang perfect lah kalau kita duduk diam-diam, pasang Zoom dan tambah ilmu baru. Okay. So, baik. So, pagi ni kita akan bukan kita nak sembang-sembang je lah kan. Kita ada misi penting dalam masa 1 jam ni. Kita ada kursus yang dianjurkan oleh Pusat Pembelajaran Maya, CBL, iaitu Padlet Kickstart Training for UTHM. So, satu info penting untuk semua staf akademik. UTHM kini telah melanggan Padlet secara rasminya. Yeay. Okay. Jadi adalah harta ataupun usaha pihak universiti lah untuk meningkatkan lagi kualiti PNP. Jadi kita kena manfaatkanlah sepenuhnya. Jadi jangan biar dia jadi akaun yang kosong saja. Okey. Jadi kita boleh gunakan untuk engagement dengan pelajar, untuk buat kolaborasi dan sebagainya lah. Saya personally kan Miss Nadiah memang suka lah Padlet ni. Dah lama dah Padlet ni kan. Dia memang bagus lah sebenarnya. So Alhamdulillah, so UTHM berjaya untuk melanggan. Jadi untuk tahun-tahun seterusnya kita bergantung jugalah kepada sahabat-sahabat lah untuk menggunakan Padlet ni macam mana kan dalam PNP dan sebagainya. Okey, untuk kita teruskan lagi ni, kita ada yang otai dalam Padlet. Kita nak kata terbangkan secara maya. Miss Nadiah, Education Marketing Manager. Betul? Ke Singapore?
I'm an account manager, but
Account
I will
manager.
also do the missing. But okay, I will do my introductions.
Okay,
So much
nanti kita dengar sendirilah introduction dari Miss Nadiah. Okay, so kita nak cakap, saya tak nak cakap panjang lagi, so sama-sama kita bagi perhatian dan sambut participate lah sesi pagi ni dengan Miss Nadiah Jamal. Silakan.
Okay, thank you so much, Amy, for your introduction. That was very, very sweet and very nice. Assalamualaikum. Hello, everyone. My name is Nadiah. Let me just do a quick agenda recap here before we start. So today will be very chill. It's not going to be too intensive, but I believe... Let me mute. Okay, so today will be very chill. We will go through getting started with Padlet, 3 ways you can make Padlets, and then move on to Q&A and resources. So let me just start off with myself. Hello, again, my name is Nadiah. I am the account manager here in Singapore. Yes, we do have an office in Singapore. It's just a very small office, but kita also have a HQ, which is in San Francisco. So we have San Francisco and in Singapore. Just a fun fact, we are trying to build an office in Korea as well to have some presence there. We are Okay, don't mind, I will be muting each one of you. Okay. And then with me today, I'm very happy to have Carla. So Carla, if you can introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Carla. I work in the customer operations department. So if you have ever emailed in about a problem or troubleshooting, that would have been me answering you more likely. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yes, thank you, Carla. So myself and Carla, we've been here for quite a bit. Carla has been in Padlet way, way before, I think about 10 years, 11 years. So she started way back. I've been here for about almost 5 years already. And today we are very happy to show you more about Padlet. So let's begin. Okay, so Carla, if you don't mind sharing the URL link of this Padlet inside the chat, there is a poll inside this Padlet over here, as you can see. Okay, so in the link that Carla just shared in the chat, you can enter it and you will see an experience poll on the introduction section. So if you can go ahead and put in your votes whether on your experience level with Padlet. So if you're a beginner, if you're an intermediate or advanced, go ahead and put your vote. And as you are voting, you can see that the votes are live. So for example, you create a Padlet, you share it with your students, you will be able to see the poll results live. Okay, let me try everyone. As you are putting your vote, you'll be able to see the results here live. And this is something that you can also do when you create a Padlet. Okay, let's see the results. Beginner, 68.8%. Okay, no problem. 70%. Okay. So majority are beginners, so no worries. Today's session is mostly catered for, the basics of Padlet, so it will be perfectly suited for everyone. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your votes. Okay, so with that, oh, I see advanced 4.2%. I wonder who that person is. Must be a pro. Okay, so let's start. So let's do an opener. Okay, so let's do what are we feeling today. In that same link that we shared inside the chat, you will be able to access this Padlet. And basically, if you are familiar with Padlet, you just simply click on the post at the bottom right over here. And you will be able to see three attachment options. One would be a GIF, one would be an image search, or one would be using AI image. If you're using AI image, go ahead and input any prompt and create an image to express how you're feeling today. Or if you want to go GIFs, and then you want to put something like you're feeling excited, you're happy, go ahead. If you're feeling tired from fasting, if you're sleepy,
Nadiah, Jamal ni.
Okay, I'm gonna mute. Okay, so go ahead and input all your, emotions over here. I see posts coming in. Farah, I feel you, I feel you. And here's a fun fact. As you are creating a Padlet and you share it with your students or even with your colleagues, you will be able to see an activity level at the top over here. So this is an indicator that people are contributing to your Padlet. So go ahead and input all, the emotions, explore the different attachment options. And I'll give everyone, say, 2 to 3 more minutes. Oh, wow. Beautiful. So many posts coming in. I'm happy. Sleepy, but don't worry, I'm paying attention. Thank you for the assurance, Farah. I love that. Okay. Yeah, Azizi, feeling so, okay? Logged in, great. That's what we want, logged in. Motivated, yes. So as you can see, it's just a very fun way to, quickly grab the attention of your participants, right? So immediately when you have an opener like this, you can immediately have participants, come in and input, their feedbacks. Okay. We're gonna give everyone another minute. So just so you know, you are free to ask any questions. Just put it in the chat. Carla will be able to help you with any questions that you have. So feel free to just input any questions you have throughout our demo session today. Under the weather, oh no, Yana. I hope you feel better soon. Okay, thank you. So you can continue and, contribute to this Padlet. I will be moving on to the next slide, okay? Okay, we want to get started with Padlet. Oh, wait, I see a question, but okay, feel free to put in any questions. Carla will be monitoring the chat, and I will just be moving on with Felix. Sorry, may I know how am I able to answer the question? Which question, Felix? Is it the Padlet? It's in the link in the chat. Okay, so let's get started with Padlet. Okay, so what is Padlet? I'm sure most of you already know what Padlet is, but basically with Padlet, you can make beautiful boards to collect, organize, and present basically anything. Okay, now why is Padlet great for both teachers and students? Basically everyone. So of course, it is the place for easy collaboration and obtaining feedback. It is a creative space for projects. Teachers and students can attach a wide variety of content into their posts, from images and videos to links, audio, and more. The Padlet early on was just a glimpse of an example of how you can create a Padlet, and the attachment types you use were AI image or GIFs, right? And it can also be used as a landing page for resources. All of these examples I will show you in a little bit. Just going back to the chat, I see Ghazali, you're blur, don't know how to start. So basically, let me just share again for those who may have missed out. This is the link to the Padlet. I've put it in the chat. So basically what I am presenting today is in that URL link that I shared. And if you see those posts that are highlighted in yellow are the ones that we will all be participating in. Okay, and when you go in, for example, this page, what are we feeling today? You will see at the bottom right, a yellow post button over here. If you click on it, you will be able to add the attachment types. There's 3 types over here. One is AI image, another is image search, or you can put in your GIF.
Tak ada Zoom? Ada. Join with app tu. Ambil yang first one.
Okay, so moving on. So there's 3 ways to make Padlets. Okay, one would be Padlet boards. The second one would be sandbox whiteboards. And third would be create with AI. So yes, you can actually create a Padlet entirely with AI. All of this I will show you in a bit. Okay, so basically, how do you make a new board or sandbox? So for those that are new to Padlet or not too familiar, don't worry, we will cover the basics as well, especially on how you can go to your make page, how you can make a board, how you can make a sandbox. Okay, so basically, when you log into your account, you will be able to see this page called Make, this feature called Make. And if you click on it, it brings you to this page that I am showing you right now. Okay, now at the top, there is an option for you to make a board. And under board, there are different formats. There's wall, columns, table, timeline, etc. Now, if you want to create a sandbox, which is a whiteboard, you can choose all these different templates that we have here. Now, if we go down to the bottom, there's AI recipes. And this is basically all the different templates or different formats that you can create a Padlet using AI. Okay, so these are the 3 different options over here. Now, I'm going to quickly create a wall or a board, okay? But of course, anytime you feel like the format is not for you, you can go ahead and change the different formats over here, okay? I'm going to click done. And now I'm going to show you how you can actually create a poll. So remember, you actually participated in the poll earlier. Now, think of it as maybe you are in a class and you want to gather feedback, right, from your students or even your colleagues. What you want to do, go to the post button, go to all tools. Now you can see a wide variety of attachment options over here. Today, I want to create a poll for everyone. So I'm going to click poll here. And then this is where you can create your poll. So you can ask a question and put 4 choices over here. Okay. So let's see. Do you feel today? Sad, sleepy, excited, angry. All right, so this is just an example of how you can simply create a poll inside a Padlet. Very easy, very straightforward. Okay, so log in to padlet.com. Oh, sorry, Henny. Thank you for letting everyone know. Okay, so basically that is how you can create a poll in a Padlet. But again, if you go back to the post button, all tools, again, when you have the second, maybe today, tomorrow, and you're starting to explore Padlet, you will be able to see all the options over here that you are able to use when you create a Padlet. Okay, you can open your Google Drive, you can upload any documents from your desktop, you can even use a video recorder, audio recorder. Okay, now let's go back to this. Okay, so number one, the first way we can make Padlets, number one is boards. And I'm going to show you a few examples of different boards that we've created. Okay, number one, and it is the most, I would say, default and most popular way to use Padlet is to make discussion boards. I'm going to expand this so everyone has a better and clearer view of the Padlet. So as you can see, this is more, I would say, a debate of sorts, right? So in this lesson or in this session, students are comparing whether should schools or should we in general use artificial intelligence, AI, in school. And those that are in favor have put in their comments, have put in their posts, and those against AI have put all their comments, etc. over here. So as you can see, you can actually add sections, one at the top, one at the bottom, and if you feel like you need more sections, there is this feature over here called Add Section. Go ahead and click that, and you will be able to add more sections as you go along when you create your Padlet. So this is one very quick way for you to quickly gather, answers and feedbacks from everyone. Okay, now that's one example, discussion boards. Now we also have another way that we can use Padlet for, and that is group work. And honestly, this is one of my personal favorites. So I'm going to show you. This is a project on ocean ecosystem. Very nicely highlighted. There's discussion questions. There's even a YouTube video linked at the bottom. So everything is nice. So the one thing about Padlet is we also have breakout rooms and submission request links. So I'm sure this would be very, very useful for a lot of teachers especially when you want to do group work. So for example, Group B for Hugo, Kira, etc. You want them to be able to put in their own answers, but not be able to see the rest of the screen or rest of the answers from the other groups. So what can you do? So let's say you've already created this Padlet. There's sections, there's columns over here as you see, and you want to share it to just this group. What you want to do is click on these 3 dots over here. You will see this feature over here called Copy Breakout Room Link. Now, instead of you sharing the URL link to this Padlet, you want to share what you just copied. Okay. Now, this is the link that I copied earlier on for the breakout room link. Now, as you can see, Group B is now only able to see the post that is meant for them. They will then be able to add in their posts, their answers over here, and they will not be able to see the rest of the answers from the other groups. So this is one way that you can use Padlet, especially when you have columns and sections created. Okay, and you yourself as a teacher, you will have the master Padlet, which is this. You will be able to see everyone's contributions, but the groups will only be able to focus on their own columns. So just a reassurance, after this call, I will be sending a follow-up with all that we covered. So don't worry, you will be able to see all these examples as well. You also have the link to this Padlet, so you can always refer back to all these Padlets that are presented. Okay, so that is one way. Now, I also mentioned submission form. So submission form is kind of similar to breakout, but not really. So submission form, I will show you how it looks like. So basically, a student gets a submission form link from you, but they will not be able to see anything in your Padlet. They will only be able to input their own answers. So this is great, especially if you want to get the answers from your students, right? Maybe you created a quiz and you want everyone to contribute their own answers without actually, being able to so-called cheat and see everyone's answers. You can use the submission form over here. All right, so easily in just one board, you're able to do columns, sections. You can highlight all your different posts in different colors. And why did I actually highlight my posts in colors? You will be able to see under this filter over here, you will be able to actually, let's say if I put maybe red, sorry, white, you will be able to present just your white post. And then if you want just purple, you'll be able to just focus on all this. Okay, so you highlighting your post also has a beneficial meaning to it. You will be able to filter accordingly as you are presenting to your class. Okay, let's move on. So that's another way that you can create Padlet. All right, now another fun and interactive way that you can make Padlet is by using our map format. So in this Padlet over here, we have used the map format for global climate change impact. And basically it's very fun. You have a dashboard at the left, but if you click on it, you'll be actually able to see where it was pinned at, the location, and then you can also still, just like a regular post, you'll be able to put all the information over here. So I imagine that this would be very helpful if you even want to do an icebreaker. If, for example, there's an international class and you want to do an icebreaker, you can also, students can put in their pin, where they're from, and then they can put in, more about themselves over here. And you as a teacher, or even any visitors to your Padlet, you'll be able to click on all this and you'll be able to read more. So this is one way that you can actually create a Padlet by using map, if that, suits your lesson. Okay, now we have a timeline format, and timeline format is basically what you see over here. So there's a timeline format at the bottom, and I imagine that this would be helpful even in a engineering class, right? So I quickly created this yesterday because I figured there must be a lot of engineering lecturers here, and so as you can see, this is a visual record, an example for a student, and this is a visual record of his thesis journey, from initial research to final submission. And of course, the possibilities are endless with the timeline format, but this is just an example of how you can actually create using a timeline format. Yeah, I think it's really cool. Of course, just like a regular Padlet that I showed you earlier, you can always add more, right? You can always add, even if you want to put YouTube links, you want to put in an audio recorder, you'll be able to do that as well. Okay. Yeah, Dad. Okay, so moving forward. So another way, okay, and I'm just always wanting to show teachers and lecturers aside from breakout. Sorry. So another way that you can also use Padlet is by using our audio recorders, and this is actually a very fun way. So instead of you wanting to always have like word heavy Padlets, and you want your students to literally voice out their answers, their feedbacks, you can always use our audio recorder. And as you can see, students can actually contribute their answers by recording their audio inside. And in a way, you can also make a podcast if you like. But you can imagine having an entire Padlet filled with voice recordings, right? And everyone, or audio recordings, I should say, where everyone gives their feedback, everyone voices out their opinion. So instead of having a word-heavy Padlet, go ahead and also explore our audio recorders. Okay, and of course, if there's audio, there must be videos, right? And so this is just an example with me and my colleagues discussing which is the best season and why. And yes, fun fact, these are my colleagues over in San Francisco. school, we were just discussing on the best season and why, and you'll be able to see that, as you upload your own video, you are also able to reply using your own video as well. So you can record yourself and also answer. Okay, of course, like me, I also love GIFs. I always love to reply everyone using GIFs just to make things more light, more fun, more interactive as well. Okay, let me just clean up a little over here. Okay, and that's basically it, okay, for Padlet boards, not this session, okay? So those are the different ways that you can create boards in Padlet, but don't worry, there will be more resources. At the end of this session, we will be guiding you where you can find resources, where you can find help, who you can contact for help, and different pages of examples and little videos that we've created for you. So don't worry, there will be a lot of help going on. Okay, so before I move on to Sandbox, does anyone want to unmute themselves and maybe ask any questions, or are the questions all answered in the chat? Just take a minute or two to see if anyone has any questions. Akila, is there a way for students to just view, not edit all the Padlets that have been done throughout the semester for the course? I assume we can create a folder with all the different Padlets inside. Does it have view-only options? Yes, we do. And that's a very good question. So let me just go back to that Padlet that we created. For example, you've already created an entire board and you want students to be able to just read what you created. Go to your share button at the top over here. So visitors with a link, this, of course, in a school setting, you want people outside your school workspace to not be able to access, but unless it's different, you can always change. So imagine this is UTHM members, they can be able to be a writer, but if you want it to be just a reader, you can actually click on this reader. So that means anyone who has access to your Padlet will be only able to read all the content inside. Okay. Okay, hi Carl. Hello. How do you do the title on top of the Padlet? Is it only specific for a certain Padlet template? Okay. So this one, you go to your settings and then you can change your title over here. And then there's always a description. I mean the subtitles. The subtitles? How do you get that on top of it? Is it on? You mean this one? Over here? Inside the Padlet. Okay. In the interest of time, I'll let Carla take over this one to properly dig in and see where you want to actually. Oh, I think you mean this one, the post, the subject over here. Post fields, don't worry. So yes, we have a way for you to create custom post fields, and I will share with you in a little bit with everyone. Okay. All right. So moving on. So Sandbox. A show of hands, or you can even input in the chat. Anyone knows what Padlet Sandbox is? Anyone? No? Yes? Haikal knows? No, tried to use before. Okay. Don't worry, don't worry. No. Getting a lot of notes. Okay, no worries. We will share with you today. No experience, cancellary. Yes, nice. Okay. Okay. No problem. I got you. We will learn more about Sandbox today. Okay. Okay, let's start. So Sandbox is essentially a whiteboard tool. So what I shared earlier on, Padlet board is very, I would say, structured, right? There's columns, there's sections, it's very word heavy. It's creative, but not really interactive, right? And then there are some days that you feel like, I don't really want to create a board. I want to create something more interactive, okay? And this is where Sandbox comes into play. And I'm going to show you some examples of some Sandbox examples that we have. Okay. Number one, this is a brainstorming board, very easy, basic. And this is essentially where teachers come in and then they try to get, answers and just ideas from other fellow colleagues. And in this one specifically, it's asking what learning materials would help address student needs. And then, you'll be able to actually put in your post-its over here and then add in, all your different answers. We will get a play in a little bit. I will share with you a blank sandbox and we can play with it together. But this is just basically one example that you can use Sandbox for. Now, a science journal. So for example, in all this, we have templates ready. Don't worry if you are concerned whether you have to design it by yourself. No, we actually have lots and lots of templates ready for you. So in the sandbox, as you can see, technically you have columns, but it is not as structured in a Padlet board. It is more, as you can see, it's more interactive, more creative this way. And then as you can tell over here, there are the posting options. You can put in your emojis, you can put in your answers over here. And then you can even upload your documents over here into it. So there are many possibilities that you can use Sandbox for. Now, one, which is my personal favorite, is when a school or a teacher uploads a PDF and puts it as the background of the Padlet. Now, there is a cursor over here, and as a lecturer, you will love this feature because you can then, highlight where you are actually teaching on, and then you have your text over here, your post-its, and if you click on the three dots, you have all your different posting options just like you do in a board, okay? On the left-hand side, you can see there's a plus button here. This basically adds more cards or more slides, and you will be able to add in more over here. Okay, so basically what you're seeing here is actually a PDF, but the teacher expanded it to make it into a background. So now you can actually share this sandbox with your students. Maybe they have a hard copy and you have the soft copy, which is on Padlet, and you'll be able to share live and discuss more about this project that you are discussing on. Okay. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, don't worry, we have templates ready for you. If you were to go into this Padlet that is already in the URL link shared earlier, there are all these different templates all ready for you. We have a cause and effect template. We even have a timeline format over here. See, you can have a concept map, you can do, all these things over here. So the possibilities are endless, and I cannot wait for you to try and use Sandbox. It's just a different way for you to, create more content to make, your lessons more engaging. All right, so now we're going to do it together, and let's make this a fun one, okay? So I'm going to share with you the link to this sandbox in the chat, if everyone can go ahead. So what you want to do, the question here, so there's two cards, as you can see on the left. The first thing is, what's one thing you would bring if you were trapped in on? And on the second card, what's on your bucket list? Go ahead and explore all the attachment options on the right. You can use emojis. You can do a media search over here. Okay, go ahead and put all the different, go ahead and explore, all the different things, attachment types over here. And we'll give everyone maybe 2 to 3 minutes to explore, all the attachment types over here. Don't forget to also input your answers on the second card for the bucket list. I specifically love it when everyone, inputs all the images and all the sticky notes for all of this. Yes, when you click on a post-it, you can click on it and then also add. Oi, besar ni mata. Aircon. Yes, right? Nothing beats AC. Dahaga. I know, I mean sekarang pun dah dahaga kan. Yes, water, essentially water. I'm gonna quickly look at the second card. Let's see what's on your bucket list. Oh, wait, what is this sport called? I keep forgetting it, but I find it really amusing that there's this such curling ball, curling, or it's just curling. Oh my God, me too. I would love to see the Northern Lights. If you'd like to type out your answers, go ahead. If you want to even record yourself, if you're feeling like it, go ahead. It's always fun to see everyone's contributions and everyone just exploring Sandbox. And as you can tell, immediately right off the bat, it is way different than Padlet boards. This is just way more interactive. And as you can tell, you immediately can get everyone to be engaged in the activity. And I foresee that this would be very, very well used in UTHM soon, inshallah. Recipe KA, oh my God, I just did the caramel pudding or something. Menjadi I say Umrah, Hajj, inshallah. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. Let's see. Oh, what's going on in this place over here? It's chaos. Betul, Quran. Yeah, exactly. So as you can see over here, you are actually able to put in links to other websites as well, basically anything. Water. Let's go back and see. Donut? What's that? All right. Thank you so much to everyone that has contributed. As you can tell, when you share with more people and there's more contributions, things will start to overlap. So everyone would have to be mindful of each other's posts. They'll have to repost, they'll have to resize and make space and make way. But just to let you know, contributors inside your sandbox will not be able to delete other users' posts. So don't worry about that. They will only be able to delete their own posts. But for you as the owner, of the sandbox, you will be able to actually manually adjust it because you are the author or you are the owner of the sandbox. Oh no, did I lose? I'm very sorry. I do not know what happened. It might have been the Wi-Fi in the office. I'm so sorry. Carla, could you let me know where I was hanged at? Where was my last stop? So sorry for that. I was just suddenly out from the Zoom.
You started breaking up somewhere on the when people or students participate on a sandbox that they
Okay.
cannot delete
Yeah.
any
Oh,
other.
okay. Oh gosh. Okay. Sorry, I don't know what happened. But anyways, yes. In Sandbox, you will notice that things. Oh, sorry. Is my screen shared? I don't think so. Let me
Not yet.
and share again. Okay. All right. Okay. So basically, yes. When you create a sandbox, you will notice that things get overlapped, and that's definitely okay because you will then be able to adjust it accordingly. And as the owner, you'll be able to adjust. But for the students themselves or teachers, when they contribute, they will not be able to delete other users' posts. So don't worry about that. Okay, so now we are going to move ahead with creating with AI. Okay, I might have to actually close or off my camera, but can everyone hear me just fine before I continue with creating the AI? Carla, am I okay? Like, is anything lagging or anything?
All good.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, so let's continue. And this is the third and I would say the last way for you to create content or Padlet or another way to create discussions in Padlet itself, and that is create with AI. So anyone over here has ever created with AI? I'm going to clean this up for now. Not yet. Okay. No, no one. I'm assuming that maybe this is not widely used yet. So All right, thank you everyone. So we're going to create a Padlet entirely. Oh, Mimi, great. Nice. Okay, so we're going to create a Padlet entirely with AI today. Okay, and over here, there are examples, and I'm just going to quickly put this in the chat so that you have something to refer on whenever you have a second. And of course, you can go down to higher ed examples if it suits you better. But today, let's do one together. Okay, so basically, when you go to your main page, okay, there is the option. Remember, you have make a board, you have make a sandbox, and then you have also AI recipes over here, right? I'm going to expand this, and today I'm going to make a custom board, but before I do, there are all these recipes, or I would say different formats or templates that you can create Padlet using AI. You can actually create a discussion board, you can create lesson plan, you can do a reading list. But today, for the sake of today's demo, I'm going to do a custom board, okay? So basically what I input was, I'm a professor teaching mechanical engineering in a higher ed setting. And I want to create a Padlet on CAD/engineering design to share with my students. This Padlet should have rows and thoughtful links, photos. You can be as specific as you'd like with AI, as you know, or you can be as brief. Maybe sometimes you only have the topic or subject in the top of your head, but you're not entirely sure on how the Padlet should look like. Go ahead and be brief, or if you have specific instructions, go ahead. Now I'm going to click on create, and this may take up to a minute, but what this does is it tries to take in your prompt and create as I would say as close as possible to what you want. And the beauty of this is once the Padlet is done, you still have the ability to edit the post that the AI created. You can still delete some images if you're not agreeing or liking some of the images that it has uploaded. You can still make it your own. So Create with AI basically saves you time from designing. Sometimes, you just need an initial start or help, and this will be able to help you with that. Okay, so we're gonna let it do its thing. Let's just wait for a while. And in the meantime, if you have questions, as usual, just put it in the chat while we wait for this to be over. Oh, there you go. All right, there you go. So I simply put in what I feel like was a brief prompt. I wasn't too detailed, but then this is what it came out with, right? So it even came out with the subject and how to use it. It gave me the rows that I wanted. It gave me links, attachments, and then you'll be able to see that there's a reaction and column. You will be able to still add fields over here. You will still be able to edit your post over here. Let me see, over here. There you go. So you'll be able to edit your post over here. You'll still be able to delete if you're not liking or agreeing with the images over here. So basically, I think in less than a minute, you actually already have an entire Padlet that was already created with AI, but you still are able to make it your own. Okay, at this stage, is there any questions at all? Can I use AI to create a new Padlet, but based on my own notes, PowerPoint, PDF? At the moment, when you go, so I'm going to go back to create with AI.
Recording in progress.
Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so basically when you create something, you will only for now, you will be able to put in a prompt, okay? So we don't yet support uploading a, say, PDF of sorts, but I will show you something that's new in a bit that might support that. Okay, so when you have a second, once this demo is over, you can explore all the different things. One of my personal favorites as well is lesson plan. You can put in your subject over here, your grade, and let's see, let's do the same thing again for CAD and engineering design. And then of course, over here, you can put additional details or standards to align to, and then you can create, okay? So this one is not a custom board, this one is lesson plan, and of course lesson plans are there to help teachers, and this will be super beneficial for you. Okay, how's everyone hanging in there? We're actually almost at the finishing line. Any questions? Heiko giving me a thumbs up, thumbs up. Great, great, great. Right, I think we're quite on time. It's 10:45. Yeah, I think we're good today. All thumbs up. Great, super, super. Hang in there. All right, this may take a minute, but feel free to use this time to unmute yourself, ask anything at all, input anything in the chat. Again, don't worry, at the end of this session, I will be providing you with a lot of resources that you can refer to. I see Hemi already switching on his camera, so let's see, Hemi, do you have any questions?
No.
All
Kalau ada
right.
soalan boleh tanya.
I have a question, Nadiah.
Yes, of course, Mini.
I want to ask about Sandbox just now.
Yes.
You have the slides on the teacher's view, you have the slides at the left-hand side, right?
Yes.
Okay, can we actually sort of restrict the access? I mean, students can only this group of students can only see this slide, this group of students can see this slide and not the other slides.
Correct. And that's a very, very good question. So as you create more slides, and like you said, I only want maybe this group to only see one of this. I don't want them to be able to see all of the cards. Now, what you want to do is on the specific card, there's this three dots over here. You'll be able to see sharing and permissions. And then you will be able, just like the breakout room that I shared earlier, there is also a card breakout room. So now they will be able, when you copy this and you send it to them, they will only be able to see that card. So perfect question. I actually wanted to share that later on, but yes. Or if you want to just give the link to this card, then you can also do so. But if you specifically only want them to have access to that card, do the card breakout room. The link to the card will still give them the link to that specific card, but still have access to the rest. So yes, that is a great question. I hope that answered you, Mimi.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so there you go. This is a lesson plan that was created earlier on. This one is more, I would say, the default kind of, format where everything is in columns, very neat over here. Of course, if there are some things that you don't like, go ahead and delete it. And then, you can always make it your own, right? You can always upload your own websites, links to other sites, upload your own documents. You can even, edit whatever that they have mentioned inside to make it your own. Okay, so within a minute, you are actually able to have an entire Padlet based on just the subject and that brief prompt that you actually input earlier on. And then you can continue working where it ended. Now, one cool thing I want to show you is there is this very sneaky button at the bottom here called PI. Okay, it's just right next to the post button over here. I'm going to click on it, and it's actually our Padlet intelligence. So basically like ChatGPT. So it can actually help you throughout as you are creating your lesson plan, as you are creating your Padlet, you will be able to do things like, ask it to add a comment section, or ask it to add more information about CAD and engineering design. You can basically ask it to do anything. So I'm very excited for you to try, Padlet intelligence, creating with AI, all this is here for you to actually help you do it. There's no PI button on. Okay, so this one is available when you create with AI. There might be a setting that we have to look at the back end, but don't worry, we'll have that sorted at the end. I'll probably have to talk to Hemi or Zul to make sure that the settings are already in place for everyone. But yes. Okay. All right, so we have covered Create with AI. We've created one together, and this is all the resources, we have higher ed examples. If I were to click on it, these are all the different Padlets that our team has, created just for you to, view. We have already put it in different subjects. As you can see, there's science, there's engineering, there's math, there's medicine over here. And if you click on it, it will actually bring you to a Padlet with examples over here. So these are some of the ways that will help you as you, begin Padlet. We have webinar session recordings if you want to join. Usually it is done by our team in the SF. So timings may be awkward. However, don't worry, we always have a recording of each session. So if you want to sign up for the coming up one, I think it's 4th March, you can register, but the timing may be a little awkward for us, but don't worry, there will always be the recordings. So at any time you feel like you want to know more about Sandbox, for example, maybe you can always watch the past recording over here. If you want to know more about our new features, we always have sessions every month, so you can always go ahead and watch the recordings. I personally myself cannot join the recordings because it's so late in the night, but I'm always, happy that there's always recordings over here. Mimi, you raised your hand. Do you have
Yes,
a
I have one more question, Nadiah. Sorry.
no problem, please.
Okay. Regarding the Padlet, right? When you
Yes.
post something, let's say you have an activity in the Padlet, and then students respond to or the questions or activity,
Yeah.
then is it possible for other students to reply to one of the comments or response by the students? Like when you see in Facebook or something like that, you can reply and reply. Is it possible on Padlet as well?
It is possible, but you can also restrict it accordingly. So over here, you will be able to see what did you want them to be. Do you want them to just be a commenter? Do you want them to be a writer? Writer meaning they will be able to write new posts. Or do you want them to just be a reader? So it all depends on what you actually allow them to be. So what I do, usually some teachers will ask me, Nadiah, what if I want them to comment for just a brief while and then I don't want them to comment anymore? So I will tell them you can switch on your comments as you need the answers. And then once you don't need it, you can actually switch off the commenting. So over here, if you go to your settings, so there's comments over here, right? So you can always allow new comments, and you can also select what they can comment with. Maybe you just want them to be able to comment using camera. You don't want them to be, uploading things or image or anything. You can actually custom that. Now, you're already at the comments, and if I were to save, you can see everything. Every post has comments over here. Now, some teachers will say, I only want the comments for just a brief while. After that, I don't want anymore. So then you just go ahead and then just switch it off again. So just switch it off, you won't be able to see. Because I understand sometimes students may, use it like a chat room of such. And maybe you don't want all that noise, so you can definitely just switch it off.
I want them to like say, student A has responded this, and then I want them to respond to student A. Okay, comment on what student A has said,
Yes.
something like that. So
Definitely, yes. Or
will it
definitely.
link? Will the comment link to that comment, or it will just list out?
Oh no, it will just be a continuous comment under, it's like a chain. So you will just have let me see if I have an example over here, video collaboration. Okay, over here. So for example, it would just be like this. So let's say student A already put in a video or an answer, and then everyone else at the bottom will be able to just comment over here. Like that.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Hello, Nadiah. I have a question. Is there any limitation for the AI function? For example, how many times you can generate your Padlet using AI? I believe there is no limit. Carla, is there any limit? From my understanding, there isn't, but let me give a check. I don't want to give false information out, but we'll get back to you, Atika. Okay, so just moving on, we have a Padlet YouTube channel. Yes, we do, youtube.com/Padlet. We have a Learn page. So for those of you that are new, okay, when you log into your account, you will be able to see two very helpful tabs at the top. One is Gallery. Now, Gallery is it's a place for you to see all the different examples that are there for you. So maybe you want to create a slideshow and you're not sure how it should look like. You can always click on an example and you will be able to see over here, right? And then you can always do it like this under education. You will be able to put in your grade, which is higher ed, and then all these are different examples that you can look at in case, there are, some things that you're not entirely sure of how it should look like. You can even create a Kanban over here. Just show you very quickly how the example looks like. Okay, over here. Now, one very cool way is, let's say you specifically like this and you want it to, you want to make it your own. There is this remake button at the top. go ahead and click on that, and you will be able to remake it into your own account. Okay. Now, the next helpful tab would be Learn. So sometimes you just need some help, maybe a 10-second video, a 20-second video on how to create or change a wallpaper, how you can upload a file, how you can do things like export your Padlet as a CSV file. So all of this have been uploaded for you. Just go to your Learn page and you will be able to see all these very, very helpful short videos. Okay, and changelog is basically everything that's newly launched and previous updates. You will be able to have more time to look at it, but this is where we, basically update everyone what's new, what's coming up, and what was previously launched. Okay, and as usual, you can contact us anytime at hello@padlet.com for any questions. Our team is available 24/7. As mentioned, we have a team in the US and here in Singapore, so don't worry about that. And then, of course, we have a PD course and certification if you are interested. So basically, if you click on this, you will be able to actually join a PD course. So basically, it's two courses. One is our Padlet PD 101 course and PD AI course. I'll leave you to it to explore more. But basically, if you were to participate in these courses, you will then get a certification from us, just as a nice small little token from us saying, teacher so-and-so has participated in Padlet's PD 101 course or AI course. So I think it's a really nice activity for, especially lecturers and teachers to participate in. So if you're interested, feel free to join. Let's see. Oh, that's it. Thank you. Hi, Carl. Sorry, I don't want to miss I see that you raised your hand. Do you have any question?
Hello. Thank you, Nadiah, for the very interesting
No,
explanation about
my
the
pleasure.
Padlet. But I have a question. I've been
Yes.
using Padlet for quite some time now, but this is my first time using basically a full version of the Padlet.
Yes.
I've wondering if we can actually put the sandbox, which is like all these things that we do on the sandbox thing, and then we put it directly on top of the post in the Padlet itself. Is it
Yes.
possible?
Of course, you just have to copy the link to the sandbox,
Oh,
put that link inside your Padlet. So with Padlet, it becomes a resource board, right? So you can just put links to any, anything basically. It could even be a link to a sandbox inside your board. So then when anyone visits your board, they click on that link to the sandbox, they will be directed to the sandbox.
I see. So it's basically would be a separate link towards the sandbox, is it?
Correct. So think of it as a Padlet as well, just in a different format. So instead of board, it's actually a sandbox, but essentially at the end of the day, they're both Padlets, but just in different formats.
I see. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
No worries. Thank you for your question. Okay. Let me see if I missed out anything, but don't worry if we did not manage to answer any of your questions. Again, feel free to reach out or even let Zul know. He will definitely, keep in touch with me or Hemi as well. And I will definitely get back to all of you. Hemi santai lah, I like. Okay, I see one. I have a question. For instance, I have created 15 sections on a Padlet board. Show me how may I hide one of the section. Show me how may I hide one of the section from students' view. At the moment, we do not have a way to hide. Correct me if I'm wrong, Carla, but once you create columns or sections, you can delete an entire section, but not hide. But that's a very good feedback. And as you know, a fun fact, Padlet is always receiving feedbacks, and we try our best to try and fulfill all these requests. But yes, correct, Mimi, you can freeze it. But yeah, we cannot archive it or hide it. Okay, so I just want to be very mindful of the time. So I don't want to take up, everyone's time as well. But it has been 1 hour flew by super fast. Let me stop sharing. Let me just stop sharing over here. Okay. All right, thank you so much, everyone. I hope the session was helpful, and I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. And if you have any questions at all, again, feel free to reach out to us and at hello@padlet.com, or let Zul or Hemi know, and they will pass on those questions to me. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for your participation. I truly appreciate it. Again, Salam Ramadan to those that are fasting, and for everyone else, have a good day. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you Miss Nadiah. 1 jam begitu pantas ya semua.
It's so fast, betul. And Carla, thank you so much as well for answering your
Thank you
question.
Kala juga. Apa tu yang saya yang sesi kali ini saya nampak macam ada yang beginners lah, banyak yang
Yeah, yes,
baru
yes.
mula kan. So mungkin kita akan ada sesi-sesi di peringkat UTHM lah yang lebih hands on. Semua setuju ke? Ke dah cukup dah?
I
Okay, dah
think
semua setuju tu dapat banyak like kan. Okay. So pasal ni 1 jam ni
so
dia macam
setuju.
setuju tak apa tak apa.
Can I ask one question? So sikit hari I pergi Melaka sebelum Ramadan. And then I had to drive back to Singapore kan. So I passed by Muar and then I saw UTHM and I was like, this one ke? Are you guys quite near Muar? I just passed by and then I nampak campus ni besar sangat. Then I saw UTHM. I'm like, is this the one?
Itu
Oh, we are
mungkin
in
kampus
Muar.
Paguh ke?
Oh,
Adakah ia di Paguh? Nak dekat dengan
yes,
highway ke?
we are near. No, it was not at the highway, but it was yeah, like, not in a highway. I think Pago, yeah. No, it's
Because we
oh,
have two campus in Parit Raja, Batu Pahat, and in Paguh Muar.
oh, yes, yes. Zul did mention for me a request for me to come down. Inshallah, we will make it happen. Somehow this year, we'll plan out a visit. I think it will be
Actually,
very helpful for everyone to have a hands-on session. I agree. We'll try to make this happen, inshallah.
okay.
Also, before everyone leaves, Zul did mention for me to say that it's unlimited use for all teachers in
Yes.
Padlet, okay, for the first 9 months. So it's just something that he mentioned to pass on. So everyone here, you are free to use for the first 9 months. It's unlimited usage. So go ahead. I highly encourage everyone to start using Padlet. It's super easy. You will get better at it once you start. I know it may look like, a little bit too much, but once you start, I can promise you, janji, it's very easy.
Ya, betul. Dan saya tengok tadi banyak juga dia punya resources in-house sendiri lah. Apa ada video-video pendek-pendek klip kan.
Yes.
Itu boleh tanya lah. Boleh
Correct.
tengok sendiri,
Akila,
boleh belajar sendiri lah.
I am addicted to Padlet. Oh, that's so sweet. Akila, I think that one you have to ask either Hemi or Zul. I'm
What
not.
happened after 9 months? Tak boleh jawab. Okay. Tapi yang
Okay.
penting, buat apa, guna je lah dulu untuk ni kan.
Yes.
Kita perlukan data bahawa
Yes, correct.
kita perlukan data bahawa tuan-tuan puan-puan semua memang menggunakan Padlet ni untuk jadi kalau tak ramai yang guna, jadi kita susah nak fight lah. Itu je
Yes.
lah yang berlaku selepas 9 months.
Yes.
Okay.
I hear you. I understand.
Okay, so kami di
Okay.
CBR memang akan membantu. Bukan CBR saja, kerana sebelum ni kita ada juga training of trainers, okay, yang disampaikan oleh Miss Nadia jugalah. Jadi di fakulti masing-masing pun ada pakar-pakarnya juga nanti. Itu nanti tunggulah. Okay, so saya rasa
Okay.
tak ada apa-apa. Sudah Miss Nadia, kalau okay semua, tak ada apa lagi.
Kalau boleh tanya lagi, boleh ke? Kau
Boleh
tak
lagi
boleh
tanya,
ni?
ya.
Uh, but
Tanyalah, tanyalah.
I'm just wondering if I can like set up macam dalam Padlet tu you set up for one class, and then these are the activities for this class, and then another class, these are the activities for this class. Or you sort of set it as a class, not.
Yes. Perfect. Mimi, I love your questions. I might not be able to share the screen now, but what I will do is just briefly. So we have this thing called classes. And essentially in your account, you will be able to actually form classes or groups. And when you create a Padlet, you'll automatically be able to just share that Padlet specifically to that class. And so you don't have to, manually like share here and there to different students at a time. Classes or groups will be beneficial to what you just mentioned. But what I will do is I will send you the documentation, our help doc article, which has more information about it. I will pass it on to Hemi and Zul, and then he'll be able to help you out as well. Or if you want, you can just reach out at hello@padlet.com. Again, we reply super quick. Carla is here. She'll also be able to help you with more information on that. But yes, we do have something that we call classes that will help what you have mentioned. But I will send out the documentation.
Okay, Dato' Mimi? Confirm?
Okay, okay. Okay.
Tak ada soalan lagi?
Tutup. Close.
Okay. All right. I look forward. I hear nasi biryani. Zul pun mentioned that more or the place that you guys are in has like the best biryani, and I love biryani. So hopefully we get to make things happen. But again, everyone, thank you so much. I really truly appreciate the time that we spent. 1 hour really cepat sangat. But yeah, thank you everyone. Assalamualaikum. I hope all of you have a good day.
Okay, terima kasih semua. Okay, UTHM, selamat mencuba Padlet. Okay, bye.
All right, bye everyone.